In this video, we will discuss quadratic functions. So, quadratic functions are polynomial functions in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So, it is different from quadratic equations because quadratic equations are only equal to 0 equals the quadratic expression ax squared plus bx plus c. Now here are examples of quadratic functions. For example, y is equal to 2x squared. So only the quadratic term is present. So as long as the quadratic term is present, even though there are no linear terms and constant terms, then you can still consider this as a quadratic function, or y equals 2x squared minus say 3x. So the quadratic term and the linear term are present in this example, equals to y being the function of x, or y equals negative x squared minus 4. So a quadratic term and the constant term are present, or y is equal to negative say 3x squared plus 2x plus 1. So these are examples of quadratic functions in different cases. So now the general form of a quadratic term, the general or quadratic functions general form is y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, while its standard form, or sometimes it is called the vertex form, is in the form y is equal to a quantity x minus h squared plus k, where h and k are the coordinates of the vertex of the parabola. Now let's have example on transforming the general form into the standard form or vertex form. So for example, we have y is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 3. So we have to transform this into vertex form. That's why we have to first we have to regroup the terms having x. We have x squared minus 2x only, then separate the constant term. Then from here we have to transform these terms into a perfect square trinomial. So we have x squared minus 2x plus blank. So this blank will be filled up, and it contains the last term to make this terms, or to make this expression inside the parentheses, a perfect square trinomial, plus the original constant. We know that when we added a term in the equation, we still need to neutralize it by its inverse operation. So minus blank we added here, so we subtract it here. Now we have to find the last term to make this part a perfect square trinomial. So this is we have a formula to get this. That's b over 2 quantity squared, and b here is negative 2 over 2 and we have to square it, so that's negative 2 over 2 is negative 1, and is square it, that's positive 1. So you have to add 1 here, and you have to subtract 1 there. So we have completed this perfect square trinomial, and we also have to simplify this constant part. So let's clear off some area or some spaces. So from that, we have y is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1. Every time that we have formed a perfect square trinomial, we can transform that into a square of binomial. So that's x minus 1, the equivalent of the perfect square trinomial. And for the constant term, that's plus 3 minus 1, which is in this case it becomes positive 2. So this is now the vertex form of our quadratic function. Now let's have other examples. What if we have y is equal to x squared minus 4? So how can we transform this into vertex form? Actually, if the only present terms in this quadratic function is the quadratic term and the constant term, you do not need to transform this anymore into a vertex form, because naturally this is already the vertex form. So x squared minus 4 is already in vertex form, and the vertex here are the constant term, or the quadratic term I should say, does not have a pair which is supposed to be constant, so understood it's already 0. H is already 0, and the constant term negative 4 is the k. So the vertex of the parabola is found at 0 and negative 4. So when we sketch the graph of this 0 and negative 4, so more or less it is found here. The vertex is found here, and our parabola, since a, or the coefficient of x squared here, which is a, is positive here, so the parabola opens upward like this. Okay, now what if the case is y is equal to 2x squared minus 4x plus 1. So as you can see, there is an a here which is greater than 1. So again, we have to regroup the terms having x. So we have 2x squared minus 4x. We have to regroup them plus 1. And after grouping them, then bring out the common factor in the quadratic term and in the linear term. So the common factor is 2. We do not need to factor out x from 2x squared and 4x, because our goal here is to make a perfect square trinomial. So for x, when we factor out 2, then what is left is now 2x and plus blank. So we have to find the term for this part, plus 1 minus blank. And from our formula b over 2 quantity squared, and our b here is negative 2. So negative 2 over, from here, negative 2 over 2 squared is negative 1 squared. So that is positive 1. So we'll just have to fix this. And so it's 1 here and it's 1 here. Oh no, it's not 1, sorry. So this part is of course affected by our factored out term, which is 2. So 2 times 1 is 2, so yun ang ilalagay dyan, negative 2. Now we have y is equal to, since nabuo na natin yung perfect square trinomial, then bubuo tayo ngayon ng square of binomial na x minus 1 ang katumbas ng perfect square trinomial natin. X minus 1 quantity squared. Okay, then for the constant term, we have 1 minus 2, that's negative 1. So ito na yung katumbas na general form or vertex form ng general form natin kanina. Okay, what if we have y equals negative, let's say 3x squared plus 2x minus, let's say, 1. Yan. Okay, so again, you group the terms having x only. So you have 3x squared plus 2x, then minus 1. Again, itong a natin, which is in this case is 3, so ilabas natin siya, magiging 3. Ilabas natin, i-factor out natin, so magiging ganito siya, negative 3, then x squared. Ngayon, pag i-factor out nyo si negative 3 doon, mula dito sa kay negative 3x squared, affected din si 2x. So, ma-affected din yung sign niya, magiging negative 2/3 x siya. Okay. Para kapag kahit i-distribute natin si negative 3 na ito doon sa lahat ng terms na nasa loob ng parentheses, so as is pa rin babalik siya sa ganito. Okay, so plus blank, then minus 1 minus blank. Ayan. Now, isolve natin yung nandito sa blank. So, alam natin na it's b over 2 squared yung formula na. That's why we have 2/3 divided by 2. So, linisan lang natin. We have y equals negative 3 x squared minus 2/3 x plus blank minus 1 minus blank. Okay. So, ano yung nandito? Sa blank, that's 2/3 all over or over 2, then squared. So, magiging 4 over 36. Bakit 4 over 36? Dahil 2/3, so b over 2 quantity squared, magiging ano to, 2 over we multiply 3 times 2, so magiging 6 siya, then quantity squared, so that's 4 over 36. So ito yun. Ngayon, dahil ang 4 over 36 ay pwede pang i-simplify sa kanyang lowest term na fraction, then magiging 1 over 9. Okay. So, si 1 over 9, when we multiply, tapos dadalhin doon, so it will become, dadalhin doon sa part ng constant. So, I'll just have to erase this. Magiging negative 3 times 1 over 9. So, that's negative 1/3. So, that's negative negative 1/3. Yan. So, y equals, simplify na natin, negative 3. Then, dahil ito ay PST na or perfect square trinomial na, pwede na nating transform sa square binomial. So, kunin lang yung square root ng first term at yung square root ng last term at yung sign ng middle term. So, minus. Square root ng last term is 1 over 3. Then, quantity squared. Then, for the constant part, magiging negative 1. We have negative times negative. Magiging positive na yan over 1 over 3. And, si negative 1 ay gawin na nating bagong fraction na 3 din ang denominator. So, magiging 3 over 3 na rin siya. So, from that, simplify na natin, negative 3 x minus 1/3 squared. Then, dahil pareho na sila ng denominator dito sa constant, magiging negative 2/3. Oops. Ayusin lang natin. 2/3. Ayun. So, therefore, ang h natin ay ito, negative, positive 1/3. Ang k natin ay negative 2/3. So, ang vertex natin ay nasa negative 1 o positive 1/3 and negative 2/3.